What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Once again, I don't have a disc to show you on this one. It's not available in a physical form. It's not even available in VOD form a lot of places. It sometimes cycles into the Lifetime. I know it's another Lifetime movie, but anyway, it'll cycle sometimes into the Lifetime Movie Club app, or sometimes it's on Lifetime on demand through cable or your satellite provider. That's pretty much the only way I know of to watch this movie through legal means. It's called The Watch, and it stars Clea Duvall, who I really like. Plus, she's like hot in a weird way, but I don't care. She's still hot. This she plays a girl who, whenever she was a child, she was abducted and locked in a like. Seems like she was like locked in a basement or something, and she was like super freaked out about it, obviously, and it carried over into her adult life, where she's never been able to really make like amends with her past and move on and cope with that. It manifests in ways of like she has like hallucinations, and like severe panic attacks, and she needs to finish her thesis, but she can't because she just kind of like, procrastinating. And an opportunity comes up for her to spend a month at a fire watch station, which is, out in the remote woods. She'll be alone and isolated. She thinks it's the perfect opportunity to face her fears and overcome them, which is actually really important for her because she wants to take a job helping kids cope with traumatic events. And in her mind, she's kind of like, how can I help kids if I can't help myself? It's a pretty solid premise. Um, Obviously, once she gets there, things don't always go as planned because she experiences these panic attacks and hallucinations. You're never sure what's real and what's not, and then the movie just kind of deals with what happens once she's there. This is a Lifetime movie, but it's not like a catty, melodramatic, or even sex-based Lifetime movie like most of them are. This is pretty much like a psychological thriller that has some like horror elements mixed in. It's very unusual for Lifetime. They do have a lot of thrillers, but they're normally not a psychological thrillers. They're normally just like, is my husband gonna kill me thrillers, and they don't normally have a lot of horror except for like a little bit of slasher whenever one of the women goes completely off the deep end. Anyway, this movie was actually pretty decent. I'm not gonna say that it was great, but it was okay. Clea Duvall is really good in it. She definitely probably colors my perspective on it because I like her so much. So I ended up probably overlooking a lot of flaws in the movie. It definitely doesn't make a lot of sense, especially toward the end. The way everything kind of wraps up is kind of disappointing, but then it's kind of like it has a cheap horror ending, which is really nice. Um, I don't know. It definitely might not appeal to traditional Lifetime movie fans because it doesn't have the melodrama and the cattiness or the extramarital affairs or wife beating that people who watch Lifetime movies love so much. Um, but if you like Clea Duvall and you're kind of like thriller slash horror movies, this is definitely like a chick flick horror movie, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can think of to describe it. I don't have a disc to talk about, so I can't really break that part of it down. But I will say that I thought it was paced very well. I thought it had some really good atmosphere and some really good like tension, especially for a Lifetime movie. Come on, man. Um, Again, it's not great. It's not life changing. It's not something every horror movie fan needs to see. But if you like Lifetime movies and you like horror movies like me, it's definitely something that you should take a look at if you can see it. And again, if you just want to watch a horror movie with somebody who doesn't like horror movies but is kind of more into chick flicks, this is something that could segue them into maybe having a better appreciation for horror. I watched it with my mom, and my mom hates horror movies, and she liked this movie, so maybe it's a good entry point to kind of get people to be more receptive toward horror. That's called The Watch, starring Clea Duvall. It's a Lifetime movie. If you like this video, please do check out my website, markfusion.com. I've got hundreds of other reviews up there for horror, Lifetime movies, everything you could think of, video games, anime, DVDs, everything you could possibly think of, pretty much. Um, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, at MarkFusion. If you're not subbed to this channel, you do like these videos, please do sub. Every sub makes a big difference to me. It helps me grow the channel and my site. Thanks again for watching this. I do greatly appreciate every person who watches these. It really does mean a lot to me. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon.